things narcissists really worry about and fear during their life. If you've ever had to deal with an ego, what was it like? In that case, you'll know all about how annoyingly self-centered and insecure they are. Their never-ending need for approval and recognition makes them anxious about small things that most people wouldn't even notice. It's almost like they make up fears to use against the rest of the world and keep complaining all the time. Are you all set? I'm going to let you into the mind of a narcissist today by telling you the 10 things they think about the most every day. One is constant vanity, which is the narcissistic fixation on looks. Narcissists are very concerned with how they look and can't stop thinking about how they can look their best. Many hours spent in front of a mirror shaping a flawless exterior in the hopes of being admired by those nearby. Narcissists are always judging and comparing themselves to others, so they spend a lot of time making sure their outfits, makeup, and weight loss plans are perfect. Public spaces are no different. They're places where they can show off their perfect looks. The need for approval feeds the obsession with looking perfect in front of peers, feeding a constant need for sought-after respect and praise, a dangerous obsession that takes over every part of their life. When a narcissist pretends to be perfect, they hold on painfully to an idealized version of themselves. They are always trying to reach the next level of perfection while loving their image, often until the wee hours of the morning. Narcissists are obsessed with how they look, which is called illusory perfection. Narcissists may seem like they have everything because they are confident and charming. But their mental turmoil is caused by one thing: how other people see them. Their reputation and image guide everything they do, and they'll do anything to keep them clean. They carefully put on a polished front to hide their flaws and mistakes, but they know that this won't hold up to real scrutiny. Their weak sense of self-worth is tied only to approval from other people. Without other people's approval, they are hollow shells who need praise to fuel their false sense of grandeur. Because of this, they are always afraid of how other people see them and lie to get the praise and approval of those around them. Narcissists will even lie to people close to them, claiming that they are great at things they aren't, because they love the approval that comes with being seen as the best. The fear of imperfection, a narcissist's dangerous search for perfection. It seems like narcissists are always fighting against making mistakes because they are so afraid of showing how flawed they are. They avoid it at all costs because they think that making a mistake would make other people think they aren't good at what they're doing, which is a terrible flaw that they must avoid at all costs. The cycle keeps going because the constant push to be perfect makes people make more mistakes than they should. They are driven by perfectionism, which makes them want to be perfect in ways that are unrealistically out of reach for even the most talented people. But why is being perfect so important to a narcissist? It's because they see themselves as almost godlike and think that even the smallest mistakes will lead to terrible things. It is unthinkable for them to admit they were wrong and say sorry for what they did. Instead, they try to hide their flaws by blaming others or, in a grandiose delusion, proudly saying that the mistake never happened. 4. Narcissists are stuck because they need to be validated all the time. People who are narcissists are always worried about being alone, which makes them miserable. Always worrying is because they can't get enough of being admired and getting attention all the time. They are always looking for approval and love from the people around them, but it's often in vain. Narcissists are so addicted to praise that they think it is their divine right and that everyone should give it to them. But they don't understand how to make real links because they have a very skewed view of relationships and friendships, which leaves them with no sense of community at all. Their fear of being alone is made worse by their nervousness and the strange belief that they are only worthy of being alive if other people love and respect them. When narcissists are left to their own ways, They are stuck in a cycle of wanting approval and being afraid that this approval will be taken away. 5. The dark side of a narcissist's personality, the deep-seated fear of being found out. The fact that narcissists are naturally dishonest feeds their biggest fear, which is being caught and made public. People in this group are notoriously dishonest, and the thought of being accused of wrongdoing sends chills down their spines. The narcissist can't do anything because they're afraid of ruining their image and being left alone. They spend their whole lives making up fake identities, a complex web of lies that hides who they really are from everyone else. It would be terrible for them if this was taken away and they were shown for who they really are. Their carefully made mask is something they have to fight their whole lives to keep up. Narcissists are always on guard, trying to hide their real selves at all costs so they don't have to face the consequences of their actions or go back to the shadows from which they came. 6. A narcissist's never-ending thirst for power, the never-ending battle for control. The narcissist needs to be in charge of everything. They are obsessed with it so much that it's hard for us to understand. They are fixated on keeping a tight grip on their image and the things going on around them. They are afraid that the harsh forces of the world around them will break down their carefully crafted character. Because they are always wanting to be in charge, they take over everything they come across and use every chance to take power. They use manipulation and control to get power and control over other people and events. They set things up so that they perfectly match their idea of the ideal situation, making sure that there are no surprises or problems. Narcissists can't stand it when someone else loses control because it makes them look weak, which they can't do. They constantly put down and insult those around them in an effort to show who is the boss. It's a never-ending power struggle that wears down even the strongest wills. For a narcissist, the never-ending war to be in charge is the only thing that can stop them. 7. The never-ending battle for superiority. The narcissists need to win. Nasty people need to be successful to stay alive. Their thoughts are only on this one thing, their desire. They want to keep the idea that they are the best alive and not let anyone beat them or question them. They always want more. The way things are now isn't enough for them. It's like they can't get enough water. This person thinks a lot about how important it is for other people to think about them. If they do something wrong, they don't want to lose the image they've worked so hard to build. They can't move because of this fear. As a narcissist, getting compliments isn't just a treat. It's a sign that they're valuable and that you agree with them. They try hard to beat everyone else because they want to be the best. Narcissists will do anything to shine and be seen as the winner. They will not stop until they get what they want. They think about every little thing they've done and feel good about themselves by concentrating on how great they are. Because of this, they freak out at even the smallest sign of failure, and they do everything they can to keep up the perfect image they've worked their whole lives to make. 8. The endless pursuit of perfection. The narcissist's never-ending search for flawlessness. Narcissists see perfection as the holy grail, and they are obsessed with it with everything they do. People's opinions of them are the most important thing to them, because they are concerned with keeping up a constant show of superiority. Their identity is tied to what other people think, because they are always worried about how others see them, because they are totally focused on how they look and act. Every look, every word, and every movement is carefully thought out and carried out, done perfectly, and shown without any breaks. Constantly worrying that you won't meet their high standards often leads to paralyzing anxiety. Narcissists need to be the most well-known person in the room and give the impression that they are great in order to avoid being found out and to keep the sense of power that keeps them going. For a narcissist, how they look is everything, and they spend a huge amount of time and effort making sure they look good. Absolutely everything about their beauty routine is carefully thought out to keep their image spotless. The narcissist's quest for perfection is a never-ending, tiring journey that almost seems crazy. The narcissist's low self-esteem and angry defense mechanisms are like scars from being rejected and criticized. When someone rejects or criticizes them, it hurts them deeply and leaves a permanent scar that affects everything they do. These people are very sensitive to rejection and criticism. Any negative feedback they receive is seen as an attack on their image, which they have spent a lifetime carefully crafting. Their worst fear is being exposed, which would show all the flaws they've been hiding their whole lives and destroy the image they've worked so hard to create. In reaction, they often act aggressively, hitting anyone they think is trying to hurt their fragile sense of self-worth. They only have a thin thread holding their fragile sense of self-worth together. One mistake can cause it to come apart completely, making them feel like losers and open to harm. Narcissists are crazy about wanting everyone to love them, and they can't stand the thought of even one person not liking them. They'll do anything to avoid having bad things said about them, thinking they have control over their surroundings to steer the story and avoid any criticism. The narcissist is like someone who is drowning and is hanging on to anything to stay afloat. They are stuck in a cycle of fear and anger that will never end. 10. The never-ending need for validation. How narcissists strive for excellence hides deep-rooted insecurities. Narcissists are always trying to be perfect, but their actions show that they have a deep-seated sense of not being good enough. They are always unhappy with themselves and are always looking for ways to do better than their peers and get other people to admire them. Some of the ways they show their obsession with perfection are by changing how they look and getting more money. But these fixes only work for a short time, and they quickly start to feel like something is missing again. Narcissists are always worried that they will never meet their own high standards, even though they are sure of themselves. As they look for validation and acceptance from others, simple daily tasks and interactions make them anxious. These acts set off a vicious cycle that makes them even more dependent on other people's opinions. They need affirmation to feel good about their worth, but their fear of not being good enough makes them want affirmation even more. There is a deep-seated insecurity in the narcissist's life that is hidden by their constant need for praise and excellence. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you want to hear more thought-provoking talks about how complicated people are. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another captivating episode. Prepare to explore the depths of your heart as we uncover whether it's truly closed off. Here's the scoop. Join me on a journey through the intricate maze of the narcissistic mind, where they often perceive themselves as helpless despite their outward facade of control. While your voice may seem small, their need for dominance knows no bounds. But fear not, for even in the darkest moments, there is always a glimmer of hope. Today, we're unveiling 10 spine-chilling scenarios that can send shivers down the spines of even the most fearless narcissists. These are the moments that strike at the very core of their ego-driven existence. So, buckle up for an exhilarating ride, because the insights you're about to uncover will equip you to navigate their cunning games with ease. This is an opportunity you can't afford to miss. Without further ado, let's dive into the 10 situations that can send a narcissist reeling in fear. 1. Challenging their authority. Have you ever found yourself entangled in the web of a narcissist's power trip? Refuse to participate in their manipulative schemes. Assert your independence and recognize the paramount importance of your own power. As you question their motives and embrace your autonomy, you'll send shockwaves through the narcissist's carefully constructed world. Their inability to elicit the desired response may lead to heightened aggression. Remember, narcissists excel at prioritizing their own interests and twisting situations to suit their needs. Stay vigilant, stand firm, and embrace your independence with unwavering resolve. 2. Refuse to feed their ego. Instead of feeding into the narcissist's craving for adoration, seek genuine love untainted by their distortions. Denying them constant praise disrupts the carefully constructed world they've built. Brace yourself for potential emotional outbursts and manipulation tactics when you withhold the adulation they seek. Remember, you cannot control their self-esteem, but you can strategically manage your interactions with them. By withholding excessive praise, you minimize the potential for emotional trauma. Your love, time, and energy are precious commodities that should be reserved for those who deserve them. Prioritize your well-being, establish firm boundaries, and prioritize self-care above all else. 3. Finding peace amid turmoil. In the midst of chaos, maintaining inner peace is paramount. Narcissists thrive on stirring up turmoil, deliberately creating conflict to assert control. Reclaim your sense of control by managing your emotional responses to their provocations. Expect them to deploy a range of manipulative tactics, including lies and exploitation. However, by refusing to engage in their games, you render their efforts futile. Diminish their influence by maintaining a disinterested stance and resisting the urge to participate in their manipulative schemes. Remember, you owe nothing to those who do not enrich your life. A calm and composed demeanor sends a powerful message that their disruptive behavior holds no sway over your emotions. Strengthen your boundaries, reject negativity, and encourage introspection to foster a sense of serenity amidst the chaos. 4. Unraveling narcissistic fabrications. Have you ever found yourself ensnared in the intricate web of a narcissist's deceit? The facade they meticulously construct begins to crumble when subjected to scrutiny. Challenges to their false personas often elicit responses of anger, aggression, or fear. It's crucial to discern their negative traits, expose their authentic character, confront their harmful actions, and establish clear boundaries for your own well-being. 5. Breaking free from theatrical charades. Drama serves as oxygen to their existence. With cunning expertise, they weave intricate and chaotic narratives, wreaking havoc on emotional stability. Beneath their facade of confidence lies profound insecurity and a deep-seated need for validation. Drama becomes their tool for seeking attention and affirmation. It's imperative to set unwavering boundaries, refuse to participate in their twisted games, and send a clear message that you refuse to be a pawn in their theatrical productions. Liberating oneself from their presence is challenging, but complete disengagement is essential for long-term peace. Firmly reject any attempts to involve you and redirect your focus toward what truly matters. 6. Unmasking the mirage. Confronting the elusive reality hidden behind the veil of narcissistic falsehoods can be a daunting task. Confronting someone about lies is one thing, but when dealing with a narcissist, masters of distorting the truth, the challenge is amplified. Their deceptive prowess extends beyond mere emotions. Every tactic they employ serves their self-centered agenda. Exposing their manipulative behavior and confronting their grandiose illusions often triggers their defense mechanisms, as they vehemently avoid vulnerability to preserve their illusion of superiority. 7. Unveiling the narcissist's veil. Imagine the fear that grips a narcissist when their carefully crafted facade is threatened with exposure. Their sense of inflated superiority hinges on maintaining a flawless image in the public eye. When their facade is challenged, their ego shatters as they scramble to defend their illusion. Beneath the mask lies a vulnerable figure burdened by layers of deceit. Though confronting their inappropriate behavior may be uncomfortable, it unveils the true colors hidden beneath the surface. 8. Reclaiming sovereignty. Picture a narcissist consumed by an insatiable need for control. Their relentless demands drain your energy and chip away at your self-worth. It's imperative to reclaim your autonomy in the face of their manipulative tactics. Set clear boundaries, assert your authority, and refuse to allow them to diminish your sense of self. Your needs are valid, and it's essential to take control of your life and make choices that align with your desires. Remember, your life holds immeasurable worth. 9. Mastering the art of constructive feedback. When providing feedback to a narcissist, tread carefully. Criticizing their behavior, especially regarding their appearance, strikes at the heart of their deep-seated insecurities. Such comments can serve as a sensitive trigger, potentially damaging their fragile self-esteem and exposing the cracks in their facade. If offering feedback is necessary, choose your words thoughtfully, opting for a constructive approach devoid of judgmental tones. 10. Revealing the mirage of victimhood. Witnessing a loved one navigate challenges is already tough, but imagine dealing with a master manipulator like a narcissist. They excel in adopting the guise of a victim, but it's crucial to understand that you're not accountable for their emotional well-being. When faced with criticism, they seek validation while sidestepping any acknowledgement of their flaws. Remember, sacrificing your emotional safety is not a prerequisite, and you're not obligated to fix someone who refuses to mend themselves. Delving into the complex maze of human connections, particularly with a narcissist, reveals a vivid array of emotions and behaviors. The climax of turmoil arrives where the narcissist realizes you've unequivocally terminated the relationship, severing ties with no intention of reconciliation. This stark reality strips them of control as their main source of validation evaporates, hurling them into an unfamiliar abyss of chaos. Post-disclosure, their world descends into disarray, overwhelmed by a profound sense of loss and rejection that surpasses their emotional capacity. Unable to cope, they embark on a tumultuous journey, striving futilely to reclaim dominance through manipulation, explosive fits of rage, or a facade of indifference masking their inner turmoil. Comprehending these intricacies becomes vital for those who have enacted the final discard. It arms them with the necessary tools to navigate the turbulent aftermath adeptly. Following sections will explore the nuanced behaviors displayed by narcissists in response to such circumstances. Safeguarding one's well-being in the face of this pivotal decision becomes paramount, and strategies for self-protection during this arduous period will be examined. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with anyone facing similar challenges. Together, we can emerge stronger from the complexities of dealing with narcissists. Narcissists, lacking insight and foresight, fail to understand the toll their mistreatment takes on your well-being. Unaware that you might awaken to the cycle of abuse and choose to break free, they rely on persuasive tactics to convince you of your indispensability. However, the sudden realization that ties have been severed can trigger reactions bordering on hysteria, resulting in a range of behaviors. Initiating a final discard is like metaphorically plunging someone underwater with scuba gear. Just as a twisted cord presents obstacles for a scuba diver, the narcissist encounters the tangled consequences of their actions.